I bragged that my hardware store literally had everything. They looked at the plain screws on my shelf, then at the spicy hot pot I just sold, and the sanitary pads, and fell into a deep silence. Just as I thought I'd be called a fraud, the lead expert spoke with a grave face. "Comrade, we aren't here for screws. We want to know, do you have an aircraft carrier?" I just graduated and inherited a failing hardware store. Then I suddenly triggered the everything in stock system. Everything's here. System activated. No matter what a customer wants, my answer is always just one word: yes. I even announced online, any item worth less than 1,000 yuan. I have it right here. If I don't, I'll pay you 10 times back. Yesterday, a long line formed at my door. Netizens came to expose my lies. After grouping up online, hoping to bankrupt me, a young man pushed to the front. "Boss, you said any real item under 1,000 bucks. Name anything or pay 10 times back. Is that for real, Pai?" Of course it is. But let's be clear up front. If I have it, you must buy it at market price. Window shopping only hurts my business. No problem, don't worry. As long as you have it, we'll definitely buy it. We just want to see what you've got. Everyone was eager, looking confident. Clearly, before coming, they'd thought of hundreds of bizarre and random items no hardware store would have. They didn't believe I had everything. I glanced at the scrolling live comments and smiled calmly at the camera. Alright, everyone. The hardware store challenge begins now. First challenger, name your item. As soon as I spoke, the buzzcut guy in front pushed in impatiently. "Boss, listen closely. This item definitely exists, and it's very famous. I just want to know, do you have an AK?" Once he said that, the whole place went eerily silent. The crowd froze. The live chat stopped for a second. The smile on my face froze too. I'd imagined many tough requests, like an antique toy out of production, or some niche professional tool. Even the girlfriend request I had a comeback ready for. But I never expected the first guy to drop a bombshell. He started off asking for this kind of weapon you only see on military channels. "What's wrong, boss? Didn't you say you have everything?" An AK-47 Kalashnikov assault rifle. The world's most famous firearm. It's definitely real, right? I didn't break your rules, did I? Bro, are you out of your mind? You're asking for that at a hardware store? How am I supposed to price that, Pai? Show me its fair market value. The guy was stunned. Right, in this country. How can that have a market price? Forget the price. Even saying the name is risky. Alright. You're just trolling, right? Get out. Don't disrupt my business. Next. After a brief pause, the live chat exploded with waves of laughter. As I prepared for the next customer demand detected. AK-47 assault rifle. Item generated in the back vault. Retrieve the item now? Are you crazy? You actually have it? Even if you do, I wouldn't dare sell it. Do you want me to die young? And end up rotting in a cell? Take it back, now. If you want to die, don't take me with you. Item withdrawn. I took a deep breath, calming my racing heart. I shouted to the door, next. With the first guy's example, the second one seemed more normal. "Boss, do you have spicy hot pot?" When he asked that, the shop and the chat erupted in laughter. Buying hot pot in a hardware store? Good one. No way he has that. He dodged the industrial items, but got hit with a food industry curveball. Let's see what the boss says. It's not like he has a kitchen in the back. Everyone was just watching the show, waiting for me to admit defeat and pay up. But to everyone's surprise, I just gave the guy a brief look. Yes, I have it. I nodded and walked to the back, following the system's lead. From an insulated box in the corner, I pulled out a large, nice takeout box. The box was still hot. A rich, spicy aroma wafted through the lid's cracks. I slammed the box onto the counter. Everyone's mouth started watering. I just ordered this for my breakfast. Haven't touched it yet. It's the deluxe combo, with 5 servings of beef, 3 of tripe, and various meatballs and greens. Market price, 100 yuan. He actually has it. Pay up. The guy scanned the code with shaky hands and paid the 100 yuan, carrying the heavy hot pot. He left the line, totally dazed. Even after he stepped out, he kept looking back, trying to figure out what was up with this store. I looked at the next person blankly. Next. With those 2 cases, the others got more cautious and tricky. The third was a guy in trendy clothes, with dyed yellow hair. He clearly came prepared. Boss, that stuff was too easy. I'll ask for one thing. A guy's hardware store. Definitely wouldn't have. Do you have sanitary pads? When he asked that, the guys let out a knowing laugh. The girls all rolled their eyes. Everyone thought my winning streak was finally over. But I didn't even flinch. Still the same classic line. Yes, I said, and calmly walked to the back again. A moment later, I came out, carrying a box half my height, pacing out, and dropped it with a thud. I tore the box open. Inside, neatly stacked, were pads of every brand and type. Day, night, extra long, cotton, mesh, everything. I pulled a pack out. Dropped it on the counter. I was actually saving these up to give to my girlfriend. But since you need them, I'll sell them to you first. That's 800 yuan total. I never said I wanted a whole box. I didn't ask for a whole box. You asked if I had any. Once I take them out, you gotta buy them. That's the rule. Huang Mao looked like he was about to cry. In the end, he could only pull out his phone, frustrated, and scan to pay. Then he hugged that heavy box and ran off in embarrassment while everyone laughed. I watched another big sale hit my account. Feeling great. I looked up and glanced at the long line still outside. Smirked a little. The next 3 shocking moves in a row made the already noisy crowd a bit uneasy. The people in line behind went from relaxed and amused to completely shocked. They started to realize the young boss in front of them, who looked so ordinary, might really know his stuff. Next up was a boy in a school uniform with a backpack, who still looked pretty young. He adjusted his glasses and cleared his throat. Boss, everything you've got up there is too materialistic. Let me ask something more spiritual and completely real. Do you have this year's college entrance exam? The second he asked that, everyone gasped. That's even crazier than asking for an AK. An AK is just physical destruction. But if you really had this, that could shake the whole country. I twitched a little. I knew. He obviously meant the unreleased original test. The kind that could guarantee him a spot at Tsinghua or Peking University. Exam detected customer need. National Unified College Entrance Examination. All versions nationwide. Top secret, I sneered to myself. Of course I know not to cross that line. But I also know how to play with words. I looked at the hopeful boy and nodded. I've got all the previous real college entrance exams. I didn't mean you. Didn't you say college entrance exam papers? Aren't past exam papers still college entrance exams? I've got everything since they resumed the exam system. Guaranteed. With detailed answer explanations. What's wrong? Or do you want the unreleased ones? Man, I'm not getting into illegal stuff. I finished and turned to head to the storage room. A moment later, I pushed out a cart loaded with books and dashed out, stopping it with a thud in front of the boy. It was a whole box stacked as high as a mountain. 5 years of exams. 3 years of practice, Tinley 38 sets, must-do questions. Stuff guaranteed to make students cry and make parents go silent. Here you go, buddy. Since you're so eager to learn, I made sure to get you the full set. Covers all subjects, Chinese, math, English, science. From basics to advanced, nothing left out. Finish these. Forget just getting into an average college. Even the top ones will want you. Since you're so sincere, I'll give you a nice round price. Exactly 1,000 yuan. Just scan here. The student's face instantly went dark. He looked at the stack of workbooks. That could bury him alive. His mind was already buzzing. But he'd already spoken up. With all those eyes on him, there was just no way to back out. So he could only look miserable and shakily scan to pay. Then, under everyone's sympathetic stares, he thought about how he was going to get this mountain of knowledge home. I watched his figure as he left and felt pretty happy. Not only did I make money and points this round, but I also managed to help a lost student get back on track. Pretty sure that counts as doing a good deed. Next challenge was still coming. A guy in a jacket, with slicked back hair, clearly middle-aged, strode in confidently. Boss, forget the fancy stuff. Give me something real. Gimme 5 packs of Lacoon cigarettes. He even hummed smugly after that. Can a hardware store even sell cigarettes? Of course not. You need a special tobacco retail license for that. And getting that kind of license is super strict. No hardware store should be able to get one. That makes it literally illegal by law. He seemed to think I'd show a troubled face and obediently give him 10,000 in compensation. But what he didn't know was that in my mind, the system was running super fast. Detected customer request. Lakun Yesihu cigarettes, 5 packs, warning. Selling tobacco requires proper licenses. Otherwise it's illegal. Mall system searching for proper license. Search complete. Tobacco retail permit, copy, generated. Costs 5,000 points, owner has enough points right now. Proceed with exchange? Exchange, so. With the man watching expectantly. My answer shocked everyone again. What do you want? No way, they even have this? Is he crazy, selling tobacco here? Does the boss not care about the law? Does he really have a tobacco permit? That can't be allowed. Selling like that, report him. Report him. I ignored the shock around me. And turned around again under their suspicious eyes. Back to the storage room. This time, when I came out, I was carrying a bag with 5 packs of Lakun Yesihu. And in the other hand, a framed certificate. I put both the cigarettes and the license on the counter. Everyone looked close. It was a real, legit tobacco retail license. With the business name. Old Six Hardware Store Legal Rep, Yi Feng. Issue date, just yesterday. The middle-aged guy's eyes almost popped out. He picked up the permit and looked it over and over. Couldn't find a single flaw, not even in the seal or number. 5 packs, exactly 1,000 yuan. I got you this on purpose. It's the premium Yesihu, 200 per pack. 5 packs, just right at the 1,000 yuan limit. No more, no less, perfect. He stared at the flawless license. Then at the 5 packs of the Real deal. In the end, he had no choice but to scan and pay. Took the cigarettes and left, looking defeated. From this moment on, the whole vibe in the store changed completely. If before, everyone was still here to expose me or for the show, now they could only feel shock. So far, everything they thought impossible. Even the most outrageous stuff. He actually has everything here. The stream's popularity has skyrocketed to a crazy number. The viewers' curiosity is totally fired up. They're no longer just watching for fun. Now they're going wild in the chat, giving ideas to the customers waiting in line. All kinds of weird and random items keep popping up. The next person up is a young woman who looks pretty quiet. She doesn't seem to be here for the challenge. But she actually wants something. Boss, do you have a pet cat for 1,000 yuan? Yes, yes. I excitedly turned and ran to the back storage. A moment later, I carefully carried out a fluffy ragdoll kitten with blue eyes. The little cat kept meowing softly. Right after that, I grabbed some cat litter from the back. A litter box, and a big bag of imported cat food. Here you go, Miss Kitty. For you. Consider these my welcome gift for you as a new cat owner. Oh, and if you need a cat tree, I've got those too. Real wood, luxury ones. This girl clearly wasn't here to cause trouble or make money. She just really wanted to buy a cat she liked. When she saw the cute ragdoll kitten, her eyes instantly lit up with stars. She just couldn't help but smile. She didn't hesitate and paid 1,000 yuan right away. Then, all excited, she said, I'll take the cat tree too. I'll pick it up tonight. That was another 1,000 bucks and a big sale done. When the viewers saw this, they went from shocked to seriously impressed. Starting from the pet cat, the next challenges just kept getting wilder and weirder. But no matter how crazy the requests got, my answer was always the same, yes. The number of people watching the stream just kept climbing with all the excitement. It was like riding a rocket. From the first 10,000, it kept shooting up, and finally leveled out at 50,000. A flood of follows and gifts poured in. Right when things were at their peak in the stream, a random negative comment suddenly appeared in the chat. This is all fake. How can a hardware store have so much stuff? Think for a second, will you? Those words were like a pebble dropped into boiling oil, instantly stirring up a massive wave. Those who were skeptical from the start, but too intimidated by the hype to speak up, seemed to have found their tribe. They immediately jumped on the bandwagon. Exactly. These must be paid actors. Otherwise, why sell spicy soup and pads at a hardware store? It's so fake. Finally, someone said it. I've suspected this for a long time. Nothing's ever that coincidental. He has whatever they ask for? The script is too obvious. The previous ones were definitely plants. The guy buying cigarettes, the one buying a cat, they were clearly staged. Any bros nearby? I'm in the next city over. I've seen enough of this. Who's coming with me to expose him in person? Once that call to action hit the screen, it got countless responses immediately. Soon, various young city fraud-busting squads and script-exposing chat groups started popping up like mushrooms. Countless self-proclaimed warriors of justice, fired up to expose the scam, began heading from all directions toward the old district of Yang City. to this tiny hardware store. And while they were coming, I had no idea. I just sent off the last challenger of the morning. Just as I was about to take a breather, I noticed on my phone screen a flood of doubt and insults. I was stunned for a moment. Then I realized what was happening. Looking at those indignant comments, I didn't get angry. Instead, I laughed. I cleared my throat, faced the camera, and gave a confident, calm smile. Friends, I see all the doubts in the chat. I understand your skepticism. After all, the situation in my shop is indeed a bit beyond common sense. So, I'm making a formal announcement. Everyone's welcome to expose me at Lao Lu Hardware. Address is 134 Wutong Lane, Old District, Yang City. Whether you're local or from out of town, you're all welcome here. And my morning promise still holds this afternoon. All fans who show up in person can challenge me using today's rules. Any item under 1,000 yuan? If I can't produce it, it's still a 10x refund. Those words were firm and powerful, filled with undeniable confidence. Those in the chat yelling to expose me were actually stunned by my response. They wondered what my angle was. After my grand welcome to the challengers, I simply cut the live stream. I wasn't scared. I just needed a moment to process this morning's dreamlike haul. Looking at that long string of numbers, my mouth curved up, grinning like a giant kid. Over 20,000 yuan in one morning. That's more than this shop makes in a year. But then, a question popped into my head. System, if customers can buy from you, can I, as the host, buy things for myself? Yes. As long as you have enough points, any item or skill in the system mall can be redeemed for personal use. The price matches the wholesale cost. My eyes lit up instantly. I thought of the guy wanting an AK this morning, and the notification the system gave that item was generated. I couldn't help but shiver. But then I got excited. Doesn't this mean that if I have enough points, theoretically, I can have anything in this world I want? Just after 1 p.m., a commotion broke out at the door. I looked up to see 7 or 8 men marching in. Each one held a phone or had a GoPro strapped to his chest. All lenses were pointed right at me. Leading them was a tall, fat guy. Hey fam. As you can see, our Justice Fraud Busting Squad has arrived at Lao Lu Hardware. Now, we'll personally expose this online scammer's true colors. Hearing this, I didn't get mad. Instead, I stood up immediately, my face beaming with a huge smile. Hey, welcome, welcome. A very warm welcome. Come on in, guys. Please, take a seat. The group of 7 or 8 men, seeing my unexpectedly warm welcome, were actually a bit taken aback. Humph, cut the crap. You know exactly why we're here. I know. Of course I know. You're here to expose me, right? I made it very clear on the stream. I absolutely welcome it. Rules are the same as this morning. Any real item under 1,000 yuan, if I can produce it, to keep from hurting my business, you guys have to buy it. No problem, right? Seeing me so confident, and even more principled than on stream, they actually started to hesitate. The tall, fat man thought for a bit, and came up with a tricky question. Do you have skincare products? Yes. Again, that classic turn. Seeing this, the tall, fat man's skepticism began to waver. When I brought out a beautifully packaged, expensive-looking gift box and walked out, his heart completely sank. I placed the box on the counter, looking absolutely heartbroken. Wow, man, you have great taste. I was going to give this serum to my girlfriend. But since you need it, I'll part with it, though it hurts. Here, 100% authentic. Guaranteed results. Returns accepted if it's bad. Scan here, boss. Friendship price, 999. The fat man saw me winking at him. Did I look heartbroken? Not at all. I was clearly thrilled to fleece a sucker. He was fuming and reluctantly paid the money. Next fraudbuster, please. With the first victim down, the others grew more solemn. But some still wouldn't believe it. I don't believe he has everything to expose this online clown. I'll do it. Boss, give me a doll. His face turned red after saying it. This time, I was actually stunned. The guy, seeing me dazed, thought he finally stumped me. He immediately looked overjoyed. But a second later, my eyes suddenly lit up. I pointed my finger up. I have one. I turned around again. This time, what I brought out was a tall, man-sized box. I slammed the box onto the floor, tapped the sexy girl on the cover, and winked at the frozen guy. Bro, if you know, you know. Latest 1:1 lifelike model. Made with medical-grade silicone. Smart heating in multiple modes. Top quality guaranteed. For a whole new experience. Exactly 1,000 yuan. Just scan here. The guy looked at the huge box. His face turning beet red. He clearly never expected a hardware store to have this. While his friends held back laughter. He paid, wanting to cry. Then he wondered how to carry this secret down the old street in broad daylight. Any other challengers? Looking at their two friends. One with a doll box taller than him. The other with skin care. Defeated amidst suppressed laughter. The remaining fraudbusters had lost all their confidence. They looked at each other, ready to retreat. Then a middle-aged man in a jacket, with tan skin, hesitated for a long time, before finally speaking. Boss, do you have any fishing rods? Even if he does, worst case, I'll just buy it. New gear is never a waste. Got lure rods or sea rods? Hand rods the way. Hold on. I turned to that bottomless backroom. Moments later, I held a beautifully wrapped, brand new carbon hand rod. In my other hand, I carried a matching new line set. Hook, float, sinker, all ready. I walked out. Heh, big brother, you're in luck. This is the last one in my shop. A Guangwei limited edition battle rod. Paired with this pro line set. It's exactly 1,000 bucks. Scan here. I set the QR code straight. The smile on my face was as bright as a blooming sunflower. The group finally realized something. No matter the actual value of the item, when it comes to me, there's always a way to whip up a 1,000 buck combo for you. Seeing that hard challenges led to humiliation, those behind him wised up. A skinny young guy rolled his eyes, coming up with a clever idea. He rubbed his growling stomach. Boss, give me some fried noodles. Got deluxe seafood fried noodles. Abalone and lobster base. All you can eat for 298. Just scan right here. From the thermal box, I pulled out noodles piled with seafood. The guy was stunned. The people behind saw this and lit up. How expensive can food get? A rice bowl can't cost 1,000 bucks, right? Everyone had been traveling all way, and dinner wasn't settled yet. Might as well eat here. Then, the vibe took a weird turn. In a shop that should smell like engine oil, the aroma of various foods filled the air. The debunking squad stopped asking questions. They treated this like a buffet restaurant, eating happily around the counter. After everyone was full, the tall fat man in charge burped. Red-faced, he patted my shoulder. I'm impressed, man. Say no more. I'm really sold on your backroom. It's like a magic bag. Is there anything you don't have? You guys flatter me. When you go back after today, I'll need you to help spread the word. Of course, leave it to us. Today's video. We promise to post it exactly as is. Not a single word changed. Yeah, we'll give you a rave review. Just for this meal. It's worth it. Then this Vanguard debunking team drove away satisfied. The first wave of statements came out fast. They kept their promise, posting their videos truthfully. After this reverse PR move, most skeptics online finally believed in my capability. But my biggest worry now is earning those last 60,000 points to reach level 2 quickly. I'm just too curious about what great stuff will be in the level 2 mall. By evening, I got a fan's DM. Boss, I'm from out of town. Your livestream makes me so hungry. Can you ship that seafood noodles? That DM was like a lightning bolt, striking me instantly. Right. Online orders. As long as fans need it, I can ship it all. Why limit my clients to Yong City? They could be from all over the country, even the whole world. As soon as the thought hit, I jumped out of bed to start recording a new video. Friends, to thank you for your support, Lao Lu's Hardware now offers online orders. Nationwide shipping is live. No matter where you are, if a courier can reach you for any legal item under 1,000 bucks, you can order via DM. For now, we only support COD. You can shop with confidence. Of course, since shipping just started, you'll have to cover the delivery fees for now. Once orders pick up, I'll negotiate a bulk rate for you. After posting the video, I started researching how to handle remote orders in the system and how to pack for shipping. Unexpectedly, someone came the next morning. Just as I opened the shop doors, I saw two people filming at the entrance. I thought they were just tourists at first, but they set up their camera and started a smooth intro, checking out the deals, real or fake. Today, we aren't visiting a restaurant, we're visiting a hardware store. After saying that, old Tang couldn't help but laugh. Haha, stop. This sounds so weird. Even I think it's ridiculous. The cameraman, Lee, quickly focused on the shop's weather-beaten sign. Tang took a deep breath and stepped into the legendary Lao Lu's Hardware store. As he entered, a mix of metal, oil, and sawdust hit his nose. "Hey guys. What can I get you?" "Boss, can we order food here?" Didn't expect a pro to show up. Right after launching online orders. Looks like I'm getting famous. "Sure, what do you want? Do you have a menu or something?" "No menu. This is a hardware store after all. But you can order anything. Any cuisine, any dish. If you can name it, I can make it. If I can't, I lose. I'll pay you 10 times the price." Hearing my "order anything" and the 10x refund boast, Tang the pro's eyes lit up. As a professional food vlogger, he loved a confident shop owner. The more confident they were, the crazier the dish, and the better the content. He habitually asked, "For real? Kid, I tell it like it is. This video is going online. Think carefully. Don't ruin your reputation." "Reputation? Haha. This is a hardware store. What reputation? Besides, I'm not a caterer. You're the ones insisting on buying food. I can't just turn away money. Can I? That'd be stupid." This was honest and blunt. Tang was amused, and his last doubts vanished. "Since you're so sure, I won't be polite. Let's make a deal then. If you can't do it or it's bad, I'm gonna say so." "No problem. This guy's interesting." Tang turned to the camera and whispered. His eyes showed even more intrigue. He started quickly coming up with a menu in his head. Since this young boss is so confident, he had to make it a real challenge. He wanted to see what could actually come out of this hardware store's back room. Curious to see what surprises I might pull off. After thinking for a moment, old Tang raised a finger. "First dish. Buddha jumps over the wall." As soon as he spoke, he named a top-tier dish from a Chinese banquet. This dish is complicated to prepare and requires premium ingredients. It takes serious skill to nail the timing and heat. Most regular restaurants can't handle it, let alone a hardware store. Cameraman Shaoli immediately zoomed in on me. I got a close-up shot right away, trying to catch any sign of shock or worry on my face. But I just calmly nodded, telling him to go on. Old Tang secretly admired how steady I was. "Alright, next, boiled cabbage in clear soup. That dish may look simple, but it's actually the peak of Sichuan soup dishes. Its essence is all in that clear-looking, high-end broth. It's even trickier to make than the Buddha jumps over the wall. Let's make it just those 2 Chinese dishes. And add 2 Western dishes. Truffle foie gras baked snails. Plus beef Wellington." He's actually a Western cuisine chef himself. So when it comes to Western food, he's the real deal. Especially beef Wellington. It really tests your skills managing the pastry, the mushroom duxelle, and the steak doneness. One mistake, and the whole dish is ruined. These 4 dishes he picked. Mixed Chinese and Western styles. And hit some of the hardest cooking techniques out there. You could say, he just handed me a seriously tough test. But facing old Tang's pretty much provocative menu, I didn't look worried at all. My system had already popped up a notice in my mind. Detected customers menu, Buddha jumps over the wall, boiled cabbage in clear soup, truffle foie gras baked snails, and beef Wellington. All dishes are available for sale in the LV store range. Each dish is fairly priced under 1,000 yuan. Back kitchen can handle them all. Hearing that, I felt reassured. I looked at old Tang. I kindly reminded both of them. These dishes aren't cheap. Price doesn't matter. As long as your food matches the cost. Even if there are a few flaws. That's not a big deal to me. I'll just judge by how good the food is. I'll give the fairest review. "Alright, are you eating here or getting to go?" Old Tang looked around. Saw the electric drills and pipe wrenches on the shelves. Smelled that unique metallic scent in the air. A weird smile appeared on his face. First time ordering Buddha jumps over the wall in a hardware store. Might as well eat here. He just wanted to enjoy that crazy contrast. "We'll eat here." "Okay." I turned and walked into the back storage. Old Tang and Shaoli started filming the shop's surroundings, planning to record this historic moment. But they'd barely filmed for a few minutes. I walked out from the storage room. I was holding a large tray. There were exactly 4 dishes on the tray. One was covered with a lid. Buddha jumps over the wall giving off a strong aroma. A bowl of crystal clear soup, with a single cabbage heart floating inside. A plate of baked snails topped with hot black truffle. And a Wellington steak perfectly wrapped in pastry, showing off a tempting pink color. 4 dishes. From the look, plate, and smell, all seemed flawless. Old Tang and Shaoli were stunned. That fast? Did it even take 2 minutes? Old Tang glanced at me behind the counter. My face looked harmless as ever. He turned back. Facing the camera, he whispered complaints. "Made it so fast. I'm thinking it's probably pre-made, just reheated. Bet it won't taste great. But that's fine. Let's try it first. He composed himself. Ready to taste. First, the Buddha jumps over the wall. The container's small and delicate. Small but fancy. Lifted the lid. A rich fragrance. The aroma was intense and hit right away. Old Tang took a deep breath. Just smelling it. You know the ingredients are legit. He didn't expect too much of this dish. Since it was cooked so fast. Scooped a bit of soup with a spoon. The soup was golden and rich. Put it in his mouth. Next second, Old Tang's eyes lit up. It's a taste that words can't describe. So fresh, like the ocean's essence. Mountain gifts all concentrated in one sip. Sea cucumber was soft, abalone chewy, pepper spicy. All flavors merged together perfectly. None overpower the others. Building layer by layer. Totally taking over his senses. Old Tang couldn't help but let out a satisfied moan. He closed his eyes. Savored it for a while. Then slowly opened them. He looked totally impressed. This soup is amazing. Its freshness doesn't come from MSG. Or cheap chicken powder. It's from top ingredients slowly simmered. Natural depth and rich flavor. Look, the abalone is cooked just right. The sea cucumber is translucent. Melts in your mouth. This dish is very well executed. He talked non-stop about the ingredients, cooking level, flavor, and everything else. Gave Buddha jumps over the wall full praise. Finished the whole bowl. Old Tang felt his energy pathways. Like they'd been opened. His picky, foodie taste buds were totally conquered. After savoring it for a bit, his eyes quickly locked onto the bowl of soup with cabbage. He was so blown away by the first dish. Now his expectations for the cabbage soup were way higher. Let me take my words back. I thought I came here just for fun. But now, honestly, I'm here to learn. If Buddha jumps over the wall is this good, then even the simple cabbage soup should be great too. He carefully scooped up some soup. The soup was completely clear. Not a hint of oil or impurity. Took a sip. His eyes went wide again. Wow, this soup is pure and rich. Fresh but not boring. After drinking, his whole mouth felt sweet aftertaste. No heaviness at all. Let's check the cabbage. Only the most tender heart was used. Blanched just right in the broth. Kept the natural sweetness of the cabbage. Soaked up all that savory soup. This dish is all about simplicity. Simple flavor, but deep taste. Really shows off the chef's skills. The two Chinese food peaks have been conquered. Then the two Western dishes. Old Tang couldn't wait to taste them. He cut off a piece of the baked snail. Ate it with the truffle foie gras sauce on top. Snail was springy. Foie gras was rich. The black truffle smelled unique. All blended together inside his mouth. Super luxurious experience. And that Wellington steak had no flaws either. The pastry was golden and crisp. The mushroom sauce in the middle was smooth and salty. The fillet steak inside, cooked to perfect medium. Juices poured out when sliced. So tender. Packed with beef flavor. Old Tang kept eating. And talked excitedly to the camera. No exaggeration. I'm not bragging. The Western food at this hardware shop is really good. Alright, that's about it for today. To sum it up, Old Lou's hardware shop brought me the biggest shock in my career. I have no idea how to define it. But the food here, both Chinese and Western, is top tier. So if you don't care about price, you should try it. Strongly recommend Old Lou's hardware shop. Then Old Tang turned and shouted, "Boss," behind the counter. Check out. I'd already seen the price in my mind. The system gave the total. 1,799 yuan in all. Old Tang was surprised when he heard the amount. Since it's actually not expensive. He paid happily. Before leaving, Old Tang took a meaningful last look at the crowded little shop. Listen, young man. Expand your store if needed. I bet once this video drops, your shop store is gonna get trampled. I totally got what Tang meant. With his influence in the foodie world. Once this video goes out, tons of food lovers, internet influencers, even pro chefs will come here. At that point, this tiny hardware shop will be packed. But I'm not expanding yet. After all, it's just me running the place. Dealing with these customers every day is tiring enough. If dozens or even hundreds more started lining up to order, I'd be totally exhausted. Just thinking about it freaks me out. As for hiring staff, that's not happening either. If my employees accidentally found out that their boss knows magic, I'd be totally screwed. Thankfully, I had a plan in place early on. I kept a backup plan. If my little shop really blew up because of Old Tang's video, I'd jump on the buzz and use hunger marketing. Only take a limited number of customers each day. Or just switch to reservations only. Of course I want to make money. But I can't risk my life for it. You can never make all the money in the world. But you only have one life. Things went exactly how I thought they would. After Old Tang posted his video, it instantly blew up online. As the video went viral on the internet, suddenly, the wild success hit me. At first, it was just more customers coming by for the hype. But after things heated up over the weekend, Monday morning, I opened up like usual. But I was stunned by the crazy crowd outside. Wait, why are there so many people? That street that used to be peaceful, with not even a dog in sight, was now completely flooded with people. Starting from my shop's door, the line stretched all the way to the end of the alley, then turned the corner and went hundreds of meters further. All you could see were crowds of people. Anywhere I looked, every spot where someone could stand was packed with people. It looked even crazier than tourist spots during Golden Week. There were even traffic police at the alley entrance, directing traffic. I was totally dumbfounded. I knew it'd be popular, but I didn't expect it to get this wild. This isn't doing business. This is like a spring festival travel rush. When the crowd saw the rolling gate open, and I showed up, they instantly burst out cheering and shouting. He's here. It's really him. Looks just like in the video. Boss, give me a serving of Buddha jumps over the wall. There were endless shouts. Flashes and phone cameras were all pointed at me suddenly. I stood frozen at the door, and everything started spinning around me. The fortune has really come crashing in. How am I even supposed to handle this? My brain froze for a whole 2.5 seconds. Took me that long to snap back from the roaring crowd. Barely found my senses again. I took a deep breath. My gaze grew determined once more. I turned and walked back into the store. From the bottom of the shelf, I dug out a dust-covered megaphone. Turned it on smoothly. Did a quick sound check. Hello, Choya, are you here? Ha ha ha. The crowd burst into laughter. Everyone. My dear friends. Thank you all so much for your support. But with things the way they are now, it's not possible for everyone to come in. Let's line up outside first. Once the line is neat and straight enough, and doesn't block the roads, and there's no pushing, we'll open the shop again. Sure enough, the moment I said that, the restless crowd calmed down a bit. Folks immediately started organizing themselves. Thanks to a few helpful guys, and some traffic officers who showed up, a line was formed, even if a bit crooked, but at least it was in order. Finally, a long queue formed in Wutong Alley. The publicity team in Yong City really moved fast. They immediately grabbed this golden opportunity. Leaders made quick decisions. They decided to turn Lao Lu hardware store into a new landmark for the old district of Yong City, and asked the traffic department to help out, adding more staff, keeping traffic smooth around Wutong Alley. The Culture and Tourism Bureau quickly designed a tourist route highlighting Lao Lu hardware to guide visitors to other shopping spots too. Every department jumped into action, seizing this once-in-a-lifetime chance. Meanwhile, I got absolutely swamped. I strictly followed my self-imposed purchase limits. After every 10 customers from one category, I'd make a mark on the small blackboard at the door. Food items, sold out today. Cosmetics, sold out today. Electronics, sold out today. Those who didn't buy anything didn't rush to leave. A lot of them just checked into nearby hotels instead, planning to line up again the next morning. All at once, around Wutong Alley, hotel occupancy rates shot up by several %. I was busy from dawn till dusk, all the way until sunset. Finally sent off the last customer buying hardware. All right. Phew. I could finally collapse in my wicker chair. Opened my system panel to check today's haul. The number in the earnings section caught my eye. My heart skipped a beat. Current earnings, 105,320 points. Finally time to upgrade. Excited, I clicked that little red dot. My hands trembling a bit. System detected host earnings meet upgrade requirements. Spend 100,000 points. To upgrade the system shop to LV2? Yes, yes, yes. I screamed in my heart. I hit confirm without hesitation. 100,000 points spent, success. System shop is upgrading. Suddenly, the interface in my head went through some flashy changes. Ding. Congrats, host. System shop is now upgraded to LV2. General merchandise catalog expanded. Single item cap raised from 1,000 Longgui yuan to 100,000 Longgui yuan. Stockroom upgraded, physical space remodeled. Now with climate-controlled and precision equipment areas. Plus a section for temporary live animal holding. Store renovation feature unlocked. Host can now use points To remodel the real Laolu hardware store. Inside and out however you like. All materials and construction will be completed automatically by the system overnight. Skill shop updated. Now offering more advanced skills. Looking at the flood of new features, my breath came faster. Anything under 100,000 yuan. Store upgrades to futuristic tech now possible. Awesome. I jumped from my chair and rushed to the back storage in record time. It was still that same little iron door I'd seen for 20 years. But behind it was a whole different world. Excited as ever. Like my first time entering an internet cafe. My hand trembling as I pushed open the door. And in the next second, I just froze. Was this still the junk-filled, hard to walk, trip-prone backroom? Where you had to watch every step not to fall? Now in front of me was a giant, endless, pure white space. Soft, bright lights poured down from the dome, leaving not a single shadow anywhere. The floor was made of some unknown metal. Smooth as a mirror. Enough to perfectly reflect my figure. Row after row of metal shelves shot up, stretching deep into the room. Each labeled and organized by category. This massive space was clearly divided into different zones. So cool, this is amazing. Now this is the kind of warehouse a universe merchant god should have. Wait, where's my little bed? I looked around. And finally in a far corner, I spotted it. A little door labeled, Host Rest Area. Thanks, system, that's thoughtful. You knew I need somewhere to sleep. Humming, I opened the door to the rest area. But the moment I saw the inside, my smile froze instantly. Inside the spacious, fancy, super clean lounge. Right in the middle, sat a lonely, beat up, creaky folding army cot. Seriously? Come on? In such a slick room. Shouldn't I at least get an Italian leather couch? Or a 200-inch giant screen theater? Or a nice 2-meter wide Simmons mattress? Why is it still just this old thing? That's when the system piped up. A comfy life comes at a price. A full set of luxury furniture is now up in the shop. Host can exchange points for them anytime. So stingy. As I was grumbling at my little cot, feeling helpless, suddenly from outside the shop, I heard loud banging on the rolling shutter. So late at night? Who could that be? I was about to yell, "We're closed. Come back tomorrow." But the person outside spoke up first. "Excuse me, is this Bossy from Laolu Hardware? I'm with the Yang City Publicity Department. We'd like to discuss something with you." The person outside spoke as they slid an ID badge under the door. I picked it up and checked. Sure enough, it was official. Not daring to slack off, I quickly hurried over and opened the door. Standing outside was a staff member in formal attire. "Hello, Bossy. Sorry to bother you so late. Here's the thing. Your little shop has caused a huge buzz online recently. The city cares a lot about it. So, on behalf of the authorities, we'd like to collaborate with you on some publicity and turn your place into a new landmark for Yang City's old district. You're welcome. Please, come in, Bossy. Before we begin our partnership, as per procedure, we need to verify first. Is it really like what people say online here? Can you really do anything? This affects the authenticity and credibility of our future advertising. No problem, you're welcome to test it. And to show my sincerity. Plus celebrate my shop's upgrade today. I'm updating the rules. From now on, you can pick anything under 100,000 yuan. Xiao Wang feels confused. 100,000, Bossy? I remember during your live stream, you said items under 1,000 yuan. That was before, this is now. Gotta let the bosses see my capability and sincerity. Right? Okay. So, Bossy, do you have motorcycles here? Yes. I just said one word. Then stood there, smiling at him. I didn't make any extra moves. Xiao Wang waited a while, but I didn't go get the goods. Shouldn't you take it out and show me? Of course you can. But according to my rules, once you pick, you have to buy. If you really want it, then you need to decide exactly what brand, model, color, etc. you want. So I can quote you and get the goods. You pay, then you can see it. I can't just test it? No. I'm very clear about this. After all, a decent motorcycle, when exchanged from the system mall, costs at least tens of thousands. If you just ask at my shop, and don't buy after seeing, then I won't be able to sell it. My shop would be a waste of money then. As for selling motorcycles, if I need certain licenses or permits, I'm not worried at all. As long as the shop credit is enough, the system can handle it for me. After hearing this, Xiao Wang wasn't sure what to do. He's got limited funds this time. He can't afford a motorcycle. He thinks quickly. Gets an idea. Not something expensive. Just give me something cheap. I need to cook at home later anyway. Bossy, I don't want a motorcycle anymore. Give me 2 gene of celery. 4 gene of pork belly. And an 8 gene grass carp. In no time at all, you walked out from the back, carrying a bag of fresh celery. And a piece of marbled pork belly, with a flopping grass carp, slapping its tail in your other hand. Xiao Wang saw this cozy scene, froze for a second, then completely relaxed. He smiled and scanned the code to pay. Xiao Wang paid, feeling satisfied. Then pulled out a craft envelope. And handed it to me solemnly. Boss Yi, this is a proposal. Our PR department drafted. Please take a look. I took the envelope, opened it, and pulled out the file. It was a plan called Yang Everywhere. A city tourism treasure hunt proposal. Boss Yi, we want to co-create short videos first, using your huge online influence and our official Yangqing platform to launch this event together. Xiao Wang pulled out his phone and skillfully opened the official Yangqing tourism account dashboard. With a hint of showing off, he said, "Look, our official account is verified." I leaned in for a look and almost burst out laughing. That verified official account had a follower count of only 30,000. I silently looked at my own follower count, which was racing toward 1 million, and I knew exactly what was up. Man, they're using collaboration just to leech off my traffic. We quickly agreed on the details, planning a joint video announcement. The main content is to officially invite all tourists to this treasure hunt challenge. The rules are very simple. Any tourist visiting Yangcheng, if there's anything you need to buy, come to Old Lou's Hardware. If we don't have it, and it's officially verified, the host will pay 10,000 yuan in cash. Since it's official, I need to show some sincerity too. For this challenge, I'll raise the limit even more. Items up to 100,000 yuan are okay. The higher the limit, the more fun and buzz it'll create. After we settled everything, I just saw the staff off when the system chime rang again. Ding. Main quest updated. LV3 requirements released. Please check, host. My heart tightened, and I opened the panel immediately. Upgrade to LV3, Vientiane Trade Center. 1. 5 million business points required. 2. Prerequisite skills mastery. Master 2 LV2 professional skills, like basic exoskeleton design, or intro to AI practice. 3. Successful special trade. Complete 1 special order worth over 500,000 yuan. 4. Store influence. Old Lou Hardware's real-world influence. Must cover 3 industries, like food, tech, or tourism, and get positive media coverage. Seeing these insane requirements, I gasped. 5 million business points? That's an astronomical number. And also, those skills sound like gibberish. Plus the 500,000 yuan special order. This is way harder than moving from level 1 to 2. I looked at my remaining 5,320 points, and my joy faded instantly. The revolution isn't over yet. I still need to work hard. I quickly fixed my mindset and decided to keep the 5,000 points for emergencies, just in case. The priority now is the renovation. I don't want to face that massive crowd tomorrow without even room to stand. System, start shop renovation. Renovation feature activated. Please choose a template or create a custom design. Suddenly, in my mind, there appeared a 3D modeling interface. It showed a full model of the shop. I kept the vintage Old Lou Hardware sign, but expanded the storefront and redesigned the layout. I designed a bright lobby and a private VIP room for big-ticket orders. The style is low-key yet luxury. It still looks traditional outside, but it's a whole new world inside. Custom design generated. Cost, 3,000 business points. Work will be from midnight to 6 a.m. automatically. No noise or light pollution. Confirm? Confirmed. After the renovation, I entered the new warehouse. What I need to do is quickly learn this huge new space. Memorize every section and shelf, even the location of every item. I'll carve the whole layout into my brain. That way, when customers have wild requests, I can find whatever they want as fast as possible. After giving the system the upgrade commands, I stood in the new warehouse. My gaze finally fell on the old door connecting the areas. System, before I go, fix this door in the next 30 minutes. Match it to the exterior style. Otherwise, with sci-fi shelves on one side and a luxury showroom on the other, a peeling door in between would look totally out of place. After I left, the rough door became smooth, and the handle turned matte. With that done, I dragged my tired body back to the lounge, lying on my old cot. Suddenly, a big question popped up. And I had to ask the system. System, one question. The warehouse is huge now. What if a customer accidentally wanders in and sees all this? What then? Don't worry, host. The space has multiple safeguards. Without your consent, no other life can enter. Nothing can damage the warehouse. Hearing the system's answer, my racing heart finally settled down. I took a long breath, and my nerves relaxed. Heavy exhaustion washed over me, and I soon fell fast asleep. Early the next morning, I stumbled out of the back room. The moment I entered the shop, I woke up instantly, completely alert. I was hit by pure shock. Everything was blindingly bright. Is this really my hardware store? The dim shop with crooked shelves and the smell of old motor oil was completely gone. Now it's a clean, tidy, and dazzling new space. The old wooden and metal shelves were all replaced with industrial shelving units. All the hardware was categorized and neatly arranged on the racks. Screws, nuts, and washers were sorted by size into clear labeled bins. Wrenches, pliers, and hammers were hung on pegboards. The shop wasn't just a hardware store. It was more like an orderly industrial showroom. The narrow glass door had become a wide, bright, frameless double glass door. It was twice as wide as before, making the storefront look grand and letting the morning sun flood the entire space. The retail area of my hardware store is already huge. In this old part of town, it's basically a massive giant. So unlike the back warehouse, I didn't need to use the system's tech to expand the space. The system just took the original space and gave it a complete and radical makeover. I couldn't help but feel a surge of ambition. I made a firm choice. Once I make enough money, I'll definitely buy out the nearby shops, or even all the land around here, to turn my hardware store, turn it into a true business empire. While I was lost in my sweet dreams of the future, outside the door came waves of uncontrollable gasps and cheers. The netizens who couldn't wait to take the challenge had already gathered at the door. They all pressed their faces right up to the new glass doors. Their eyes were wide as saucers. Is this Lalio's hardware store? Who did this amazing renovation? This is just too freaking awesome. When we left yesterday evening, wasn't it still that same old beat-up place? How did it completely change overnight? That old broken sign is still hanging up there. If it weren't for that sign, I'd really think I came to the wrong place. A crowd leaned against the glass door, pointing and talking at the store inside. I smiled and walked over and opened the door. Hey, good morning, everyone. Come inside and see. As the door opened, the crowd instantly swarmed right in. Not long after that, Xiao Wang from the promo team brought his camera crew and rushed over in a great hurry. They were also shocked by the brand new store and left speechless for quite a while. Boss Yi, what construction crew did you hire? Trade secret. Trade secret. How is it? The videos will definitely look better in here, right? Absolutely. With this vibe and style, we don't even need extra exposure. Come on, boys, let's get to work. Let's capture the most real vibes. Still the same super dynamic BGM. Still that same documentary shooting style. But the background of the video went from the old, messy hardware store to this brand new, low-key, luxurious shop. Xiao Wang and his crew carried pro gear, shuttling back and forth in the store, while I faced the camera and announced the national challenge rules. Hi guys, I'm Yifeng, boss of Laolu Hardware Store. Starting from today, my hardware store will face friends nationwide to launch a brand new challenge. No matter where you're from, as long as you come to my shop in Yangcheng, you can take the challenge. The rules are quite simple. Just ask for any single item you want that legally exists in the real world. As long as the market price is under 100,000 dragon bucks. If I can't produce it, I'll pay you 10,000 in cash right on the spot. But if I can bring it out, you'll have to buy it then. After that, I glanced at the system panel. At those glaring 5 million business points. Required, 5 million. With the way things are going now, it really shouldn't take too much longer. After all, the challenge limit has been raised to 100 grand. If a few big clients show up, the progress and money will shoot right up. It's just that behind this, there are two equally tough tasks hanging. Consuming skill points to learn completely new skills, as well as finishing an order worth over 500 grand. I shook my head hard, tossing these thoughts aside for now, ready to face the coming storm. Sure enough, the next morning after posting, a shiny black luxury sedan parked across from the crowded Laolu. Hardware store on the street corner. The car door opened. A guy in his 30s wearing a crisp dark jacket and gold-rimmed glasses stepped out. This man's name is Li Wei. He's from Dragon Construction, a global Fortune 500 infrastructure giant. He works on a huge project in Yangcheng. As the purchasing manager, Li Wei, he pushed up his gold-rimmed glasses, with a hint of scornful scrutiny behind the lenses. He came here today. First, because of the rumors online. And second, his project needs a rare part. He happened to inspect local factories, so he took the chance to test my claims. As a senior purchasing manager, his professional instinct told him that there's something fishy about your store. Li Wei took a deep breath, pushed through the crowd, and walked to the counter. Speaking, he took out his phone and pulled up a highly complex CAD design blueprint. Boss, I'm looking for something. A non-standard flange adapter. The main material must be Hastelloy B3. One end is a DN80HG/T20592 raised face flange with a PN16 pressure rating. The most crucial part, the central axes of both flanges, must have exactly a 15-degree angle. All sealing surfaces must reach RA 1.6 roughness. The whole piece must be integrally formed. No welding is allowed at all. Furthermore, I need a 100% X-ray inspection report to prove it has absolutely no flaws inside. After speaking, he looked up, staring at me with burning eyes. Clearly, he was using the industry's highest standards to launch an ultimate challenge against this small shop. After all, this is based on a sudden failure in their project. It's an emergency non-standard blueprint, confirmed just yesterday by German engineers. There's no second copy of these material standards globally. Tolerances and techniques. Every single requirement is an almost insurmountable hurdle, especially the integrated forming and 15-degree angle, which requires a top-tier 5-axis simultaneous CNC machining center, using a whole expensive bar stock, spending tons of time to carve it out bit by bit. Factories in China that can do this are just a handful. The fastest delivery time takes 20 days. He brought this out today, just to use this insurmountable mountain to crush the all-powerful myth of this store. The air around us seemed to freeze. Everyone could clearly tell this big boss came to crash the party. I looked down closely at the blueprint on his phone, without even frowning once. 1 minute later, just as Li Wei was about to mock me, I spoke up one step ahead of him. I have it. Li Wei's pupils shrank in an instant. What? I said I have what you asked for. This non-standard flange adapter. Hastelloy B3. Integrated 5-axis machining. 15-degree angle. RA 1.6 roughness. With a full flaw detection report. My store has it in stock. Impossible, this is absolutely impossible. This blueprint was just finalized yesterday. It's totally one of a kind. How could you possibly have it in stock? Well, that's just the truth. But this thing isn't cheap. Words don't count. I want to see the actual product. If the real thing and my drawings have even the slightest difference, or if you can't provide a proper carbon business report, according to your store's rules, does that count as a failed challenge? Of course it does. Please wait a moment. I turned and walked into the warehouse. 3 minutes later, I came back out, still wearing a pair of brand new white gloves. I carefully held a shiny, metallic-looking piece with a strange shape. I placed the part gently on the counter covered with soft shock-absorbing fabric. His eyes widened in shock. He rushed over, almost grabbing the adapter with both hands. Then, with trembling hands, he reached into his briefcase and pulled out his own digital caliper accurate to 0.01 millimeters and a set of feeler gauges. He started inspecting everything in front of everyone. Flange outer diameter, 200 millimeters. Spot on. Bolt hole center distance, 160 millimeters. Perfect. Sealing surface with raised and recessed step. He measured heights one by one. A cold sweat started forming on his forehead. His hands were shaking, not from nerves, but from excitement. Every single measurement was right in the middle of the tolerance range on the drawing. That's some insane machining precision. Even if Hans Katz's original factory did it, they couldn't make it this perfect. Inspection report. I stayed calm and handed over a just-printed document. Li Wei took it, hands trembling. It was a flawless digital radiographic inspection report. It clearly showed the digital cross-section of the workpiece. The image was crisp, with tightly packed lattices. No pores, cracks, or any welding defects. It was rated as Egypt's highest grade. Fully qualified. And in the report generated field 3 minutes ago. How did you guys even do this? I run a hardware store. How did you pull that off? That's a business secret. This adapter, plus the report, totals 18,000 yuan. If everything looks good, you can pay now. 18,000, 18,000. This price is less than a tenth of the Hanscat factory's original quote. Compared to those top domestic manufacturing plants, the rush order fees, this is almost half the price. Most importantly, it's right here in my hands. It's in stock, solving a problem that bothered the whole project team for almost half a month. Right now, that technical issue is fixed. The delay on this part could have caused a loss of millions, but now that's avoided. He held the adapter tightly in both hands, like it was some priceless treasure. He was shaking as he pulled out the company's special purchase card from his bag. This is the part our company urgently needs. Let's pay right now. After swiping the card, Li Wei carefully put the adapter, along with the carbon report, into a special shockproof briefcase. He looked up at that young guy who stayed calm from start to finish. There was no trace of contempt in his eyes anymore. Boss Yi, my name is Li Wei. From Longwa Construction Group. Here's my business card. If you don't mind, please keep it. I took his card, nodded, and said, okay. I'm not being cold. I'm just really too tired to talk much. That little okay to Li Wei sounded like music from heaven. It meant a supply chain for anything had just opened its doors to him. And I hadn't realized the small deal I just made without thinking had already made an experienced procurement manager lose his mind over it. A possible super big order had just sprouted up out of nowhere. Li Wei's whole visit was captured by several cameras. Plus the official endorsement for the challenge event. More people came to check it out. The huge crowds made the old street where Lao Lu Hardware is located look completely different. The once shabby street was now totally cleared and covered with brand new red carpet, stretching from the street entrance to Lao Lu Hardware's door, making a dazzling road for challengers. Gigantic red banners on both sides of the street flapped in the wind, welcoming friends from all over China to Yongqing for the challenge. Your imagination is the only limit. Win, and you get your wish. Lose, and you walk away with 10,000. Yongqing welcomes you to challenge the universal boss. Witness the miracle of Longwa. The most eye-catching had to be the center area, where the payout zone was boxed in high-strength bulletproof glass. Inside the glass room, bundles of brand new cash were stacked into little mountains. Bright red, glowing under the lights, giving off an irresistible shine. This blunt, clear setup said more than any words about the organizers' confidence and sincerity. Right outside the hardware store, there was a stage about half a meter high, with a huge LED screen behind it that played on loop my viral promo video with 1 million likes. There was just a simple counter at the center of the stage, where I sat streaming. The challenge rules were printed big and bold. Every challenger had to register online first, draw lots on site with their ID, and take their turn by their number. Each person gets 1 chance a day, so the shot is precious, so use it wisely. From traffic control to security patrols, from logistics to emergency plans, everything was perfectly arranged. Boss Yi, the challenge event starts tomorrow. Are you nervous? Yeah. Those online trolls nearly tore me apart, but I don't even care. Don't worry, Director Wang. It's just a small crowd. I got this. After seeing off the staff that evening, I went back to the hardware store alone. A few brand new streaming devices were sitting quietly in the corner. Panoramic action camera, hi-fi 11 mic setup, all bought from the system store. Top shelf gear. To make tomorrow's stream look good, I really went all out. I headed to my simple bedroom in the back. Sat down hard on my creaky old cot. Didn't rush to rest, but got an idea and went into the back storage. Passed by rows of amazing stuff that would make any engineer or collector lose their mind, and arrived at the new food section. They got everything from high-end restaurant dishes to legendary street snacks, all right here. But I wasn't about to binge those pricey gourmet dishes. Even a bite would cost me half a day's earnings, just to make enough sales. So I carefully picked out some sales points, super low cost, but tasted way better than regular home food, with a bottle of ice-cold soda. Then I started my own pre-game buffet. After eating and drinking, I let out a satisfied burp and went back to rest. Collapsed onto my old little cot, hands behind my head, staring up at the plane Kind of boring sealing. Thinking of everything. And looking forward to the big day that's about to make history. Soon I got tired. And fell right asleep. Next morning at 8 a.m. 1 hour left till the challenge starts. A line of people waiting outside the challenge zone. Stretched on forever. All that chatter was a heat wave. Making Yongqing buzz. With the staff's guidance, everyone got their ID checked and drew lots. And received their own challenge number. At 9 sharp, with everyone watching, the challenge event officially kicked off. In the livestream chat, comments were flooding in. And the gift effects never stopped. Finally, as the host announced the start, a young guy, early 20s, wearing black-rimmed glasses, stepped up on stage. His name's Zhou Qi. He's a Lego fan. I want a Lego set. Model 10179. The first edition Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon. It has to be brand new, unopened box. It needs to be the US version, with sharp corners. No dents or white edges. Most important, the seal must be the original factory single-use transparent tape. No signs of resealing. As soon as he finished, most people on site were confused, since Lego sets are sold everywhere. But now, viewers who knew their stuff were freaking out in the stream. Starting off with a bang. 10179, and the US version? This guy's here to mess things up. Info expert checking in. Lego 10179, released in 2007. 5,197 parts. A milestone set in Lego history. Been out of production for over 10 years. Brand new sets are now selling for crazy prices on the secondary market. Even if you can find one. Not to mention his requirement for a US version. And original factory seal. That's just impossible. Like finding a legit antique cup at a flea market. This guy's demands are insanely professional. Everyone's eyes turned to me again. And I stayed completely calm. Said one word, yes. Then I turned around. Walked into the mysterious back storage amid gasps. 2 minutes later, I came back out. In my hands, holding a cardboard box wrapped in a thin dust cover. And then, I gently placed the box on the counter. The pattern on the box is exactly that legendary ship that roamed the universe. The Millennium Falcon. Zhou Qi saw this and rushed straight to the counter. It's got sharp octagonal corners. Look at where this warning label is and what it says on the US version. This is definitely the US release. Let me check the seal. He carefully leaned in close to those two. Clear tape sealing the box shut. It's an original, one-time factory seal. It's real, it's real. Suddenly, Zhou Qi stood up straight. His face flushed with excitement. He pointed at the box and stammered to everyone, yelling, "Do you guys know? I've been looking for this for 10 years. I've even dreamed about finding it." As he spoke, he actually started crying right on live TV. Tears welled up in his eyes. Cash or QR code? How much? 50,000. When he heard the price, Zhou Qi froze. The viewers in the live stream totally lost it. Everyone thinks I'm selling it too cheap. At international auctions, this would go for at least 150,000 to start. Zhou Qi couldn't believe his ears. He asked again, his voice shaking. 50,000 Longwa dollars? Yeah, you want me to pay right now? Zhou Qi, like he was afraid I'd change my mind, fumbled for his phone and nervously opened the payment code. Transaction complete. Then, carefully holding that huge box, he hugged it to his chest. He gave me a deep bow. Thank you, boss. You made my 10-year dream come true. He left with his holy grail. Eyes of the whole crowd filled with disbelief. And walked off the stage. First challenger, mission accomplished. Next, the pace of the challenges picks up. One miracle after another. Challenger number 2 was a refined, scholarly-looking middle-aged man. His challenge was pretty professional. Boss Yi, I'm an astronomy fan. I want a meteorite. Slice. It has to be the famous Muonyinalusta iron meteorite, over 50 grams. Plus, I need a certificate from an authorized third-party mineral testing agency. Here in China. Another power user. Muonyinalusta iron meteorites are known for their unique Widmanstätten pattern and are famous worldwide. Every single one has a one-of-a-kind texture. This stuff's way pricier than gold. And hard to tell real from fake. Plus you want a certificate. That's a tough ask. Still, my answer's always the same. I've got it. Went to the back room again. And soon came out with a velvet box. When I opened it, there was a meteorite slice with unique crisscross patterns. Resting quietly inside. Next to it was a certificate issued by the National Geological Testing Center. With an official stamp and a QR code. The man put on his white gloves and took out his magnifier. Carefully compared the pattern on the meteorite with the photo on the certificate, then scanned the QR code with his phone, and went right to the official verification page. Everything matched perfectly. Unbelievable. This Widmanstatin pattern is perfect. The man muttered to himself, then paid up, totally convinced. Challenger number 3 was a graceful lady, her voice soft with a southern accent. Bossy, I'd love a finished piece of Suzhou embroidery. In stock only. Not asking for much. Just needs to be made with real silk. And the stitches must be double-sided embroidery. One side should be kittens and butterflies. The other, koi fish. For good luck and prosperity. I've got it. I pulled from the stack a round embroidery frame, carefully mounted in valuable rosewood. The lady in the cheaphow was entranced. She gently covered her mouth with her handkerchief, her eyes sparkling. This is Master Shin's freestyle needlework. Look at the stitch work, the feeling. This is definitely from his early work before he retired. Oh my God. She paid instantly. The staff packed it up for her, treating it like a treasure. Then challenger number 4 and 5 came up. Once again, I've got it. All morning, dozens of challengers asked for all kinds of things. From industrial parts to rare books. From handicrafts to collectible figures. From pro equipment to daily supplies. Pretty much covering everything under the sun. And I was like a god who could handle anything. No matter how bizarre, how tricky, how illogical the request. My answer was always that one simple word, yes. Then I'd turn and go into the storage. And come back with the goods, deal done. Everything went super smoothly. Not a second of hesitation. Before I knew it, the sun was setting. Night was falling fast. According to the draw, the last challenger of the day slowly stepped onto the stage. She was a quiet-looking young woman. In a simple dress. Her face a mix of worry and hope she couldn't hide. Bossy, I'd like a flower. Everyone was surprised by such a request. This seemed like today's easiest challenge. But what she said next instantly brought everything to a stop. I want a flower. That will definitely bloom tonight. It has to open tonight. I also need you to provide a way for me to record the whole blooming process and turn it into a time-lapse video. As soon as she finished, the room went completely silent. No one expected this to be the real final boss today. Night-blooming serious flowers are open only a few hours at most. From bloom to wither is just a few hours. And you can't predict exactly when they'll bloom. It's all random. That's why they call it a fleeting bloom. The crowd started buzzing, thinking this girl just wanted to mess around. But to everyone's shock, this time I didn't say yes right away. I just quietly looked at her, my eyes showing the first sign of hesitation. She looked at me in silence, and the hope in her eyes seemed to fade away. If not, that's okay, everyone thought. The whole day of miracles was about to end on a sad note. But suddenly, I smiled. What a coincidence. I actually have one blooming tonight. According to my calculation, it should bloom around now. Most likely tonight. The girl instantly lifted her head, eyes lighting up with hope again. I turned and went to the mysterious back room once more. When I came out, I was holding a potted, ordinary-looking green plant. It was a night-blooming cereus. Thick leaves, and on the edge of one leaf, sat a pale green bud, about to bloom. It looked no different from those at the flower market. I set the pot on the counter, and also took out a small black box, about the size of a matchbox. You get this flower and this device. It's a miniature time-lapse camera. Just stick it on the pot with the magnet. It autofocuses, connects to your phone's Bluetooth, so you can see real time in the final video. How much for this plant? 500. Deal. The girl paid with her phone without hesitation, then carefully held the flower pot, like she was holding all her hopes in the world. Thank you. Bossy. Really, thank you so much. Then she gave me a deep bow, tears glimmering in her eyes. She didn't say anything about her story, but everyone could tell from her look. There was a heavy meaning behind it. As the last challenger left, today's competition officially came to an end. But the story isn't over yet. Everyone's heart was still tied to that blooming cactus. That suspense was like an invisible hand, grabbing the hearts of millions online. Even after the stream ended, people kept refreshing social media nonstop, waiting for that final, miraculous moment. When the last challenger faded away, the day's excitement and noise finally began to settle down. As the host's passionate voice faded, those who didn't join the challenge reluctantly started to leave. I stepped out from behind the counter, walked to the streaming equipment, faced the cold camera, and gave a relaxed smile. Waved and said, "See you all tomorrow." Then I ended the live stream. The screen went black in an instant. All the crew on site couldn't hide their excitement anymore. They quickly gathered around me. One after another. They gave me a thumbs up without even thinking. Mr. Wang from the tourism board had a huge grin, with wrinkles all over his face. He walked up to me and gave my shoulder a firm pat. His eyes were full of praise and curiosity. "Well done, kid. Really impressive." But after watching the whole day, I noticed something. Wang leaned in closer and lowered his voice. "As far as I know, the treasures you sold them today were way cheaper than market price. Take that Lego set, for example. I heard from a young expert nearby, it's worth 50,000 yuan. That's a crazy low price. And that Suzhou embroidery piece? Bought a master's work for 100,000 yuan. Might as well be a giveaway. So what's your plan here? Why do it?" I just smiled mysteriously. "Mr. Wang, what do you think the most expensive ad in the world looks like?" "The most expensive ad? Right, it's not the ones on Times Square. Or those top-dollar ads during Spring Festival Gala. It's the ads that nobody sees. No matter how much I spend, if I can't truly reach my target customers, it's all for nothing. Today, everything I sold became a living advertisement. That Lego guy, he'll share today's story with everyone he knows. The embroidery buyer will hang that piece in the spotlight, showing it off to everyone. What did I get for selling under market value?" Genuine word of mouth from them. That kind of buzz is something no commercial ad can match. That's what you call playing the long game. Well, looks like our Yangcheng is about to birth a real dragon. Ha ha ha. But when you make it big, you're not planning to leave our Yangcheng, are you? This little city of ours can't handle you just leaving like that. I chuckled, raised a finger, and drew a huge circle in the air. Well, that depends on whether Yangcheng can back up the circle I just drew with enough support. Wang was stunned for a second, then immediately got my point. What I want isn't just a shop, but my own territory, a piece of my business empire. Wang was instantly fired up. He pounded his chest and laughed out loud. "No problem. As long as you keep bringing prosperity to our hometown and help it grow and thrive. Don't just take the old district. Even if you want the East City plot, I'll make it happen for you. You can count on me." With Wang's promise, I smiled, totally satisfied. We exchanged a look and grinned. Everything understood without a word.